We've got Boer versus Bonanno. Winner will go into the top 16, of course, the round of 16. Both these players had a decent day yesterday, but Harry Kane's already through, and it's going to be a decent start for Bonanno. That might be the quickest goal we've had so far in the tournament. 1 minute and 4 on the clock is what I saw. Bonanno, who went 3 and 3 throughout the league stages, found himself in 19th position. Boer went 3, 1 and 2, so just had that extra point from one of his draws. You did see the matchup on the mainstream was going to be Young versus Anders, and actually Boer took down Young 7-2 on Friday. But he hasn't started as well as he would have liked here, and actually Bonanno could double up early on here. Gervinho is going to be through. Finds Hullet. Has to back off and recycle a little bit. Twists and turns, doesn't rush his chance. Hullet digs it down to Gervinho again. One more to Maradona, but it's blocked by Stam. A lot of early pressure from Bonanno here. A man who finished runner-up in the eChampions League way back in 2022. Would love to reach the dizzy heights of a final yet again as David Beckham does get a second chance. And oh my goodness, it's messy. It's ugly, but it's a goal. Somehow David Beckham was able to fudge his way through that one. See it here, Bonanno just trying to hype himself up. But Beckham does get the goal in the end, and it's 2 goals to the good after 5 minutes here. Boer needs to just lock in, wake up a little bit, I think. The two players haven't faced against each other in official FC competition since 2023. As Boer does have a chance now with Thierry Henry. Chris did win that one 1-0 back in 2023 in an FC Pro Cup. Very different meta back then. As Hullet can maybe make this 3. Oh, it's cheeky. Oh, it hasn't gone in though. It's a great clearance off the line. Maybe you'll get a second bite of the cherry with Hullet here. Back to Gervinho. Harry Kane now. Boer just throwing everybody on the line to try and clear anything he can. That could have been 3. Maybe should have been 3. Can Boer capitalise on this now as Kaka is through, and he will. Should have been 3-0 in Bonanno's eyes. Boer now right at the other end makes it 2-1. What are you doing, bro, is what he's asking. Sometimes you have to have an honest conversation with yourself. So the winner of this match will go on to play Johnny in the round of 16. The reigning eChampions League champion. I mean, there is no easy matchup when you get into the round of 16, that's for sure, but playing against the reigning champion is always going to add that extra little bit of pressure. Here's Gareth Bale. Tried to find Kane. Does still have possession though, does Bonanno. Gervinho has been a menace on the left. Maradona's won the ball back into Harry Kane, who will strike it, but I think it was mistimed. Does get a corner though, quickly taken. Hullet rises. And Hullet does connect, but the keeper was down very quickly to stop that one. And now Boer can break again. Here's Salah. Plays it into Rivaldo, who's going to have a chance here, and he buries it. It was a rough start for Boer, but he's come right back into things now. I can't tell if he's cold or whether he was just trying to do a Cole Palmer there, but either way, he'll be delighted now that he's reset everything after a rocky start. And you can see Bonanno was trying to track the run of Thierry Henry, and then Chris de Boer just noticed there was going to be space on the right. So 4 goals in 16 minutes. Again, goals galore here in the eChampions League. And they both were not shy of scoring goals when it was in the league stages. Chris de Boer winning 7-1 against Mark Marley, for example. 7-2 against Young. 6-6 with Bryce. Here's Salah. Does he try and hit this one on his left? He does in the end. And now he gets a second chance, and it is a gift. And Kaka takes advantage of it. Sometimes you've just got to pull the trigger and see what happens, and that's what he did. Salah went for it, got blocked, and then just fell in the perfect position for Kaka to strike. Thought he was going to hit it here and just try and bend it in, but he tried to get close. And that's going to be a frustrating one for Bonanno. What a comeback from Chris de Boer. To be 2-0 down after 5 minutes and then now fight your way back into things and take the lead. Again, not necessarily surprising, excuse me, because Chris was finding plenty of goals yesterday. I think Bonanno is one of the few players actually throughout yesterday's competition. And by the way, is that through? Kaka is going to be through on goal here, but it's well rescued by Lucio. Bonanno was one of the few players yesterday who had a game where he didn't score a single goal against Peixoto. He lost that one 3-0. Only a few players who actually achieved the same feat. I guess it's not much of an achievement.
Yeah.
Xavi in the middle of the pitch then. Opting to go with Salah on the right-hand side again. Thierry Henry making that same run through the middle, but Hullet is also making a darting run. He actually tried to play a lock there just to bring Hullet back, I think. But Harry Kane wins the ball for Bonanno. Stretching his legs. Gervinho's there, as is Maradona in the middle, but he's just going to keep going. Player lock switch. Lucio wins the ball. Good attempt from Bonanno, but just not quite there. Salah again, the target for Chris de Boer. A lot of room on the edge as well if he wants to go for it, but he finds Kaka. Again, just tries to pull the trigger and sees what happened, but this time Bonanno able to get it out of his feet a bit more successfully. Maradona making that run forward, but he doesn't go to play it. Instead, he's going to go for the same thing here, tries to run to the byline, switches then to the player and hopes he can get the cutback. But just like the previous attempt, doesn't amount to anything. Hullet wins the ball back. Dominating figure in midfield. David Beckham! It's a bit lackluster in the end. Not time green either. Salah is constantly the player that Chris de Boer is looking for to try and make things happen. Gervinho into Hullet, and Hullet will strike. Good save from Buffon. Just pushes it out for a corner. Quickly taken, but will be passed all the way back to Llorente. Beckham again. Anyone in the middle? No, has to recycle. And maybe a wasted corner from Bonanno. Perhaps something that was a little bit different for him, and he wanted to try and maybe pass it in from distance.
Yep.
Gervinho. Again, just trying to play that same pass. Thierry Henry. Into Kaka. Then Cristobal double up on his lead. Kaka now ball rolls across. Oh, and it's wonderful. He will double that lead. It's 4-2. He was just waiting for Thierry Henry to be in that space. And it was just that ball roll that allowed him to play that pass. Took his time here with Kaka. Burst into the space. Ball roll and then the pass. You can see wise words coming from his coach as well. Constantly just whispering in the ear. Keeping him level-headed and also just advising him on any little tidbits he might have and things he might be seeing. It's Bonanno trying to hype himself up yet again. One thing he does have in his favour, Bonanno, is that he has already seen Cristobal come back from a 2-goal deficit, so no reason why he can't do the same thing. Certainly momentum swing shifts can be very evident in FC. And a player just starts to play a little bit differently, maybe. Here's Maradona. Oh, nice little dink through. Harry Kane tries to get his head to it. Not a bad effort. Good creativity as well, trying to be innovative and do something a little bit different here. Now Gervinho. Space on the edge, but opts to go for Maradona instead, which was a difficult position to be in for Maradona. Bonanno. Maybe one last attack before the half. Maradona. Into Xavi. Harry Kane waiting on the edge. You know he can strike him. Tries to play it through to Gervinho, but don't think Bonanno realised he was going to get the ball there. Was just pointing the analog stick in the wrong direction. We'll get a throw in though. Into Maradona. Can he find one back just before half-time here? Gervinho on the edge to Hullet. Doesn't strike. Kane does though. The keeper is wise to it. Still opportunity. Still alive. David Beckham plays the pass back. And Harry Kane will get that goal. And you can see and hear what it means to Bonanno. A huge goal in the grand scheme of things for this tournament. It was a 4-goal swing otherwise. He's gone 2-0 up, concedes 4, but now right back into the game. This is what he's been trying to do throughout the entirety, really. Run down that byline, get the cut back. He did just double tap it to give it a little bit of loft so that Harry Kane could get hold of it. So half-time, 4-3. And a chance to have a little chat with the coaches and, of course, make any tactical changes. Cristobal will be pretty happy with what he's been able to achieve, especially going 2 goals down. Showed great resilience there. It could have been a very one-sided affair if he had allowed that same pressure to be coming from Bonanno. He started to read the passes a little bit better. I think he just had to calm himself down a bit, ease himself into the game. Maybe some early stage jitters, a little bit of nerves. Saw him just kind of hugging himself like he was a bit chilly as well, might be a bit cold and needed to warm up. Well, it certainly has done that. The real question is, who will be the victor at the end of this one, progressing to the round of 16? And will it be done in 90 minutes, or will we see extra time or even penalties come into the equation? We saw on the mainstream plenty of games that had gone to extra time. One of the better games that we've seen so far this tournament, with excitement and drama. Nicholas in the end finding a victory despite getting a red card throughout extra time. Here's Kane. Plays it through to Hullet, but he'll be offside. Great challenge. Llorente wins it back for Bonanno. Harry Kane out on the wing. You probably want him in the middle, but he does find David Beckham, but I think he's offside as well. A few offsides for Bonanno here. He is really trying to thread that needle. If it does come off, he might get a 1v1 situation. They're not always easy to come by 1v1s. Here's Kane. Out to David Beckham. Players in the middle, but unable to find any of them, and now Cristobal can try and counter here. Rivaldo. Plays it back to Z Roberto. Does see Kaka in the middle with plenty of space to work with as well. And now Thierry Henry. Has to go back on himself. Cristobal not trying to rush it, waiting for the perfect moment, and maybe this could be it from Kaka. Good save from Howard. It's time green. Quick corner though, and it's Lucio who was trying to jump up for that one. This is a big counter-attack chance for Bonanno, but very quickly denied, and now he's going to have to quickly turn his attention defending himself. Kaka trying to burst through. Kane's going to make that run. Doesn't play it though. Still going to just run down the line with Beckham. Holds it up, waits for Hullet to arrive. Sees Xavi. Could hit this one if he wanted to, but opts not to. Didn't feel like it was a good enough opportunity. Beckham though. Turns in, tries to find Harry Kane. Rivaldo denies. Bonanno starting to throw everything forward now. Kane might be offside there. No, he's not. Won't matter anyway. That's a poor ball from Cristobal. Surprised that Bonanno didn't try and hit the one with Xavi, considering the amount of goals we've seen from distance with Xavi, but I guess it's all preference at the end of the day, and maybe he saw something else. Speaking of Xavi, he'll be the one to intercept for Cristobal. See, Chris is really trying to hit maybe a quick counter-attack now at this point. Rivaldo plays to Thierry Henry, who does get through here. Tries to strike on his right foot. He'll go up for a corner. Chris has been taking these ones quick, and he does the same here. And Lucio does get his head on it, but it's just gone wide. Rivaldo now. You look back at that chance, just going wide, but now on! You go, man. Cristobal buries it for 5. Bonanno has a mountain to climb now. Well, well, well. That might just change things for Bonanno's chances of trying to get it through to the round of 16. It's a great finish from Cristobal as well. Chances had mainly been flowing in favour of Bonanno for the last 20 minutes or so. But when Cristobal was presented with that opportunity, times it green and does not stumble over that hurdle. Here's a look back at that goal as well. Incredible. Just Elastico to shift it onto that right foot, shift it away from the defender. And a tidy finish to go alongside it. Enough to be smiling about anyway. Back to the drawing board for Bonanno. Needs 2 goals now just to try and take this one to extra time. Maybe it could be an early goal right from kickoff here, but Bale is denied. This one's a quick corner into Hullet! Oh, and there we go! There is the goal he was looking for. He had squandered a couple of corners already in this game. Well, this time does find the head of Hullet. Times it green and hits it. No one's going to beat Hullet there. Not even the other Hullet could rise to the occasion to take him on. And Bonanno knows how important that goal was. Just give him that belief, not just to try and take this to extra time, but there is still enough time on the clock that you could come back into this one and win it in 90. You just needed that instant reply. And now you've just got to hold on and make sure Boer doesn't score again. Does win the ball back. Now Bonanno starting to march forward. Does he believe he's got what it takes? Here's Cafu. Out to Salah. Pull it now. A goal here would be a dagger into Bonanno if Boer was to be able to find it, and may just be enough to send him through into that round of 16. Oh, it was almost there. We'll have a chance now from the corner. Can he replicate what Bonanno did? Oh, he goes for something a little bit different. Went for a shot at goal, maybe trying to catch the keeper off guard. Now, 15 minutes left for Bonanno to try and find a goal. Bonanno knows how to win trophies. E-Premier League winner for 2025 and 2024. He also won the E-La Liga in 2023. Doesn't matter what league he's in. And back in 2022, of course, did get to that grand final of the eChampions League, losing out to Nicholas. He's quite the decorated young man with his achievements in FC. So 15 more minutes for Bonanno. Here's David Beckham. We'll find Hullet. This is a great chance! And he will score it! And he screams with jubilation as well. I mean, I think a lot of it is going to be joy, but also a great amount of relief that you're back into this game. And you're also not squandering that opportunity. You could see Hullet, once he's through, does time it green. And Hullet has been the man of the moment for Bonanno. The header from the corner. And then, of course, the goal we've just witnessed. So 5-5. And you could hear from the coach of Matt de Boer of just focus here. Don't let it get to you. It's been a roller coaster of a game. Bonanno taking a 2-goal lead to start, then Boer going 4-2 up, and now we're at 5-5. It's a game that might just have extra time written all over it with how back and forth it's been. Here's Nedved. Kaka now. Not really anywhere to go and just runs into Llorente. Trying to pressure in the corner though, but good job from Bonanno to avoid it. And also he's not too scared to just take his time here. What a big moment this could be for Bonanno. Can he take the lead with 10 minutes to go? It's a player switch. He does find Maradona. Turns back on himself. Out now to Gervinho! It is magic from Bonanno! It's a deserved lead. Beautifully assessed. Every single pass was calculated. The player switched into Maradona. And then he sees Gervinho on the left, but it's the pass out to the edge of the box first, just to give him that little bit of space and force Matt de Boer to try and defend it. And now suddenly our attention turns to Matt de Boer to try and pull out something from his sleeve. Because after a 4-goal swing, when Matt de Boer was 4-2 up, Bonanno was starting to look a little bit dejected. And then even when Matt de Boer takes a 5-3 lead, I thought maybe that'll be enough to bury Bonanno, but Bonanno showing his skill and, of course, his experience in FC competition yet again. 8 minutes for Chris de Boer to try and find a goal. Plus added on time, of course. And he's already been able to come back from 2 goals down, so he knows he has what it takes! And there you go! It's an instant reply! For all the hard work that Bonanno had to do to get back in the game and then take the lead, it is ripped away from him in a matter of seconds. The player switch and then again finding Nedved, and it was the quick turn and strike. And it's a roar from Matt de Boer. And look how quickly jubilation can suddenly turn to desperation of hoping that you're not going to throw this one away. I said this one might just have extra time written all over it. And we're starting to close in on that being a reality. But there is still a little bit of time for another twist in this tale. Is it going to be going in favour of Chris de Boer? Nedved! Oh, it's a brilliant save. Maybe could have done better with it. Corner though. Plays it short. Nedved the scorer. Can he now assist? Ibarbo. Plays it into Thierry Henry. Denied. And now Bonanno can break. Will Bonanno get the opportunity to steal this one at their death? Of course, with extra time available, you don't have to necessarily take the risk. You can just bide your time. But that ball is brilliant. Thierry Henry dinks it over. Oh, he's had it in!
Go now!
The eChampions League is full of late drama, and we've got more of it here in the round of 24. And it's a different way of scoring. It's innovative. It is seeing an angle there and just dinking it over, and the keeper was off his line. He had been moved originally, maybe to stop the shot. But Chris de Boer goes for something a little bit different. And just minutes ago, it was Bonanno who was beating his chest and roaring with jubilation. But now he's straight into the tactic screen to see if he can take us to extra time. You can see the visible deflation on the young man's face, but he has to try and hype himself up once more time. He has to believe that he has what it takes to find an equalizer himself. How many chances will he get though? Because we're already into the 89th minute. This may be his only opportunity to attack. Henry is the player lock target. It is going to be put out for a corner. 3 minutes of added on time is very important as well. Beckham whips it in. Hull in! Oh! It's an equalizer again in the 90th minute. It seems like anything can happen here in the eChampions League. Try and frame it whatever way you will like. Bonanno would have had in the back of his mind that maybe he was out of the competition now. But he gave himself that little pep talk. And it's a corner again. It's Hulle again. Near post. Jaap Stam couldn't get there. And look what it means to him. And that's just to take us to extra time. Or will it? There is still a chance that Cristobal could win this one with this attack. 3 minutes of added on time. Back underway. One back though by Bonanno. Maybe it's him who will get the chance. David Beckham. Maradona running through the middle. Henry's open. Denied by Lucio and hoofed out of play. But still possession for Bonanno. Can he win this thing right here, right now? Does he have what it takes? The answer is no, and the answer is going to be extra time between Bonanno and Cristobal in a 7-7 slobber knocker between the two. What a game! It's been a roller coaster, really has. Take yourself back to when Bonanno took a 2-goal lead within 5 minutes. He scored his first in the 2nd minute. And then Cristobal showed incredible resilience to come back and take a 4-2 lead. Bonanno gets one back at 4-3. And then Cristobal is leading 5-3. Before Bonanno comes back, takes a 6-5 lead. And then suddenly, blink and you'll miss it, Cristobal was 7-6 up. But then a last gasp equalizer from Bonanno to send us to extra time here. And I tell you what, I'm not complaining. That means even more action here. Just to look back at that goal. I loved that goal from Cristobal. He really did try something a little bit different, but we are underway in extra time. I mean, this is just the first stage of the knockouts. And we've already got this much drama happening. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in the next round of 16. Here's Bonanno coming forward. Does find Thierry Henry. Could strike him with his left. It's timed green, but it's denied quickly. Cristobal just slowing the pace down a little bit, not going for an instant counter-attack. Players running through the middle. It'll be Nedved who has the ball here. Back out to Kaká. Plays one more. Oh. Tim Howard worth his weight in gold. Little quick 1-2s. Oh, tried to go for something special with a through ball to Thierry Henry. Doesn't find it though. You could cut the tension with a knife here between the two. Thierry Henry trying to burst through. Does manage to get past all the defenders here. Isn't cutting it back just yet. Has to play it back to Hullet. One more now into the middle. Does he try and hit this one? No, instead he tries to play it to Llorente. Still has the ball. Cristobal just frantically trying to switch, but Henry, oh, he's gone right. If you put that left to the keeper, that's in every day of the week. And now right at the other end, Cristobal has the counter. Looking to maybe see if he can find Thierry Henry, which he does! And Cristobal takes the lead yet again in one of the most back and forth games of FC I've ever seen. I still couldn't tell you who's going to win this game. You'd be crazy if you tried to pick a winner here. But one very important note. No big celebration from Cristobal. He knows there is still a job to do here. He wants to stay focused. Mind on the game. Bonanno has to try and psych himself up once more. But at least he has a little bit more time here. Still 5 minutes of the first half of extra time, and then of course still another 15 in the second half. It's not like he has to begin panicking just yet. The 8-7. Couldn't have asked for a better game here. Roberto plays an over-the-top through ball, but it is going to be offside. Cristobal Finished second in the Eredivisie. Found his way here in the eChampions League. Managed to get through to the knockout phases. Had a better record than Bonanno as well. 3 wins, a draw and 2 losses. Able to take down some pretty impressive players as well. Is he about to beat another one here? Or does Bonanno still have anything left in the tank? He's given everything to constantly come back into this game, but it's played out. It will be half-time of extra time, so 15 more minutes for Bonanno to try and find an equalizer. But when you look back at the history of Chris de Boer, I believe this is his first eChampions League. And apologies if that's incorrect, but from the information I've been able to find, it's the first time we've seen him in this competition, and he does not look out of place. He was the Europe West winner of the FC Pro 25 Open Cup back in December, taking down Tuga 11-8. That's a familiar name, I remember, from many a year. In the Eredivisie, he sadly was taken down in that grand final. I don't think it'll matter to him if he can progress further in the eChampions League and maybe, who knows, get to the finals of the eChampions League. Fly on over to Munich. And again, I'll say it, it's one of the most prestigious competitions in all of sports and esports. When you bring together the best players in the world, all together in the same place. Something that these players will remember for the rest of their lives, that's for sure. Kaka wins the ball back for Chris de Boer. Can he put this game to bed? Thierry Henry maybe has the chance to do so. The second chance for Nedved. Maybe a third. Bonanno stays alive. You can only imagine the heart rate of these players. One back again by Bonanno as he looks to try and strike and maybe take us to penalty shootout, of course. If there is an equalizer found, Maradona gets bullied off the ball by Lucio. Henry tries to fizz one out wide, but Bale is wise to it. 10 minutes remaining for Bonanno. The Man City man. He's already dug so deep. Is there any dirt left to even shovel out at this point? Bale finds one more. Into Hulle! Oh, it's a great block. Javinho, maybe he can strike it. Into Maradona! Oh, it's hit the water bottle. Just shy of the post. Maradona wins it back. Henry's in the middle. Tries to play it to Thierry Henry, but Roberto is there. And Henry actually is through here. Maybe he can get it past. Oh, what a challenge from Llorente. Bonanno is holding on by the skin of his teeth. And no more pauses remaining is also a key factor here. Hold on. Is Bale onside? No, he's not. 5 minutes for Bonanno to find a goal. 5 minutes for Chris de Boer to hold on. Remember, the winner of this goes on to play Johnny, the reigning eChampions League champion. There's only 2 games still going on right now. This and also Vergang versus Young. 2 games into extra time. Bonanno trying to hype himself up yet again. Wins the ball back with Llorente. He's thrown everything at Chris de Boer. Is there anything left to throw? Llorente turns back on himself. Nedved tries to win the ball back. Denied quickly. Thierry Henry. Can he find one more? Oh! He's going to be offside. It hits the post. I was going to say yes he can, but Hulle is off. Bonanno so close to finding that equalizer. And now Chris de Boer has the opportunity to hold the ball and win this game. Only 1 minute of added on time. He plays it upfield. He is going to give Bonanno a chance here. Bonanno has to go forward. Here's Thierry Henry into Lucio. But Lucio's tackled and that should do it. Chris de Boer will win this one. You see a little replay of the post that was struck just then. But Chris de Boer will win in extra time. In an incredible affair between these two. 8-7 the final result. And Chris de Boer's reward will be a round of 16 matchup against Johnny. He's already taken down a giant in Bonanno, but can he take down a giant in Johnny next up? But of course, when on one side is jubilation, on the other side you always have to witness the disappointment. And it's always tough scenes to see.